Stream to come back. I think, are you going to check on them? I think Councillor Hildebrand might want to come back in.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
No, we got them both.
So we're back live stream and we're ready to go.
Yeah.
Live stream.
Okay. Okay, Council, we're back on live stream and we're continue the meeting. I turn to the clerk.
Sorry, thank you, Mr. Mayor. So I do have a motion moved by Councillor Wink and seconded by Councillor Kerr. Be it resolved, the Council appoint the following individual to the Pelham Seniors Advisory Committee, Talia Bolibuk, and the Council directs staff to prepare and present the necessary appointment bylaw at the following regular meeting of Council.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Not seeing any.
Starting the vote with Councillor Olson.
Yes.
Councillor Eckhart.
Yes.
Councillor Hildebrand.
Yes.
Councillor Kerr.
Yes.
Councillor Niznik.
Yes.
Councillor Wink.
Yes.
Mayor Junkin.
Yes.
So that motion is carried. We now have a staff report. Sorry, just give me 1 second. Item 18.1.1, proposed increase to the RCW staff complement. I do have a motion moved by Councillor Wink, seconded by Councillor Eckhart. Be it resolved, the Council received the report 2023-0159, proposed increase to staff complement in the RCW department. For information, and the Council approved the establishment and hiring of one senior services and community enhancement programmer position, the hiring of one facility operator position, the establishment of 2 full-time customer service positions, the creation of a supervisor recreation and culture position with the simultaneous elimination of the recreation facilities coordinator position, and the general increase in customer service hours with a target goal of starting with these positions in September of 2023 as outlined in the report, and further that Council refer the proposed manager recreation culture and wellness position to the 2025 budget deliberations. Over to you, Mr. Mayor, for discussion.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Clerk. I turn to Councillor Olson.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm going to be voting in favor of this because I believe that our staff has gone above and beyond everything that they've done. They've been creative and they've created a wonderful place for us and an environment for our community. And I'm satisfied that the incremental cost of the extra people will be covered by the benefits in terms of the extra revenue. So the cost is covered. I can't predict the time when I think this will slow down or stop. And I certainly like the idea of having a staff that's happy and not overworked. Thank you.
Thank you for those comments, Councillor Olson. Turn to this side. Councillor Hildebrand.
Through you, Mr. Mayor. Getting back to a question I have with regards to staffing and hours. I'm in agreement with regards to moving a coordinator to supervisor, adding more hours to the customer service, which they already work, providing an extra programmer. The question I have is about the number of working hours. The split in the working hours right now is some staff are at 35 and some are 40, and I think eventually when you look at the numbers, they are working 40, but they're not scheduled for 40. And I'd like an explanation of why that isn't one of the first steps we're initiating.
Thank you, Councillor. To the CAO.
I think the candid answer is that ultimately that was a judgment from my office. Certainly RCW staff would be highly appreciative of those additional hours. But I am aware, ultimately, my office has to look at the needs of the corporation as a whole. And it seems more important to have more people, more quality people here, because one of the key pieces is our incapacity to provide adequate vacation coverage for existing staff. So simply increasing the hours of the existing staff, although helpful and desirable, all things being equal, I think we'd all rather have more people here so that if you go from 30 hours to 40 or 35 to 40, it still doesn't change the fact that you're not able to take your vacation time. Like that won't end up providing the coverage. Having another human being who was there so that you could, vacation coverage isn't the only reason, of course. You've seen the reports, but there's greater benefit to having more people so that that too can happen. That doesn't happen if we just increase the number of hours. And then beyond that, that's a cost, and we're highly desirous of that. And if it is the will of this council that you'd like to offer that in addition thereto, we will not say no or fight with you. We will gratefully accept. However, I should inform you that it is our intention to bring a unrelated report looking at public works in September of this year, and it is going to request some additional staffing. And because I'm aware of that, I think there's only so much that can reasonably be asked of any council in any small community as far as staffing in any given year. And there are some needs in public works that are not the focus of where we are today, but I want you to know that, and that went into the decision not to ask for the additional hours. There's only so much one should reasonably ask or expect or hope for change at a point in time. And if this report is received well, I can certainly tell you we'll be open to a discussion about proposing more hours in next year's budget or the year thereafter at some point in time to help address that situation. We are able, as you know, if we're short-staffed, we can offer additional hours to existing staff for coverage, which is sort of how we've been scraping by in the interim. So it's not ideal. You really should schedule and employ people for the number of hours you expect them to work. You don't call people part-time and they give them full-time hours. But that being said, of the two choices, it seemed to be more value and there'd be far more benefit for our operations if we could get new positions rather than merely increase the. Now we are looking to and openly looking to increase the hours for customer service in this report. But for the other parts of the corporation, that we would love more hours for them too. It's just that at some point in time, there has to be a finite limit to the ask. And I am aware that although the public works operations are not related to the operations of this facility, they are separate topics and they are separate worlds and budgets. At the end of the day, there's one taxpayer and there's one community, and we need to save some space for an ask that's not yet before you.
To the councillor?
Through you, Mr. Mayor. There's one other serious concern that I have, that is Brian Secor's position. From what I see, he's the only one capable of running the technical part of the operation. And to me, there's no backup for that position at this present time. And I'm not sure how that's being addressed by this staff report.
Mr. CEO?
I'll take the first swing, and then perhaps Director Van Ravensway can clean up anything I miss. But we do have a number of people with the refrigeration certifications, and for the, I guess I lack the right technical words, but for the core of the most important part of the refrigeration units, that's not done by any staff member. We have a contract with a third party to come and service that. But it's true, Mr. Secord is our best, and he's a wonderful asset to the team. But he isn't the only person who has the tickets needed to fundamentally work around those systems. If that answers your question, Ms. Van Ravensway, do you have?
So, Vicky, Ms. Van Ravensway, anything to add to that?
Yes, through you, Mayor. We do rely also, if there's anything that, of course, we have our contractor that comes in for our refrigeration, but, our supervisor is only one person and he can only work so much. So at times, if there is a situation that we need additional help, we will call on the tradesperson, not actually for the refrigeration, for other aspects of the building or the parks or and the trade person works under Public Works. But absolutely, we would also be relying on, a manager, or the other aspect is we are hopefully going to be hiring one more additional operator, and we would really hope that we can attract someone with the knowledge and experience as we have with the supervisor of the facilities.
Counselor?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, to the director. My concern is this. Yes, we have other people that have refrigeration tickets. I don't see that as being a problem. The problem I see is there's no one that I know of that runs the HVAC system, that runs every part of this operation. And that is the key to running the efficiency that we're obtaining right now to achieve the savings we have. So yes, you do have an outside programmer, but that guy relies on Brian to tell him basically what to do. And there's no other person in this facility that I know of that can do that.
Ms. Van Ramenby?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, Brian has been, the supervisor has been training the senior operator in the BAS system as well, so that we do have coverage when he is off, somewhat. And again, we are looking for additional knowledge to come into the corporation.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for those concerns. Councilor Hildebrand, any other questions? I see Councilor Nesnick.
Yes, thank you. Through you, Mr. Mayor. Just a question, and maybe it's just a clarification. In the report, in the analysis, there's a little chart that says 2019, 22, 23, and it said that in 4 months, you've spent 12,000 hours of additional rental or community space rental at a revenue of 1.174. Do you see that? Yeah, I don't have a page number, sorry. But then further down, it says at the time of the writing, the staff project in 2023, there will be approximately 36,000 hours, which would equate to roughly 1.174. So that number is the same as what 12,000 hours generated. I'm just wondering if is there a little bit of a oops there, or just if you could clarify for me what that means. I'm always looking to try and see if we can make this MCC a little more cost recoverable as we move forward. So congratulations on making, it a stellar spot and actually making more money than anticipated in the budget. So thank you for that, but I'll let you answer my question.
So through you, Mr. Mayor, yes, you are correct. That's a little oops. So what in the 4 months, we have brought in 293,000, and if things continue, we anticipate to bring in the 1.174. Yes. One other thing that isn't mentioned in this report that I should bring to the attention, and when in 2019 there were a couple of changes made when our CW took over the MCC. We did at that time have the cleaning services contracted out, and on top of taking it over, and at that time the operators also took over the cleaning, in which that gave them ownership, and also we had control over the cleaning. So, and that contract at the time was somewhere around 230,000 for the year. So that's in addition to just the report, additional information.
Thank you for that clarification.
Okay, thank you, Councilor. Any other comments? I see Councilor Eckert.
Just one quick question. I am in support of this, but there's a comment in there that the increased compensation packages would be covered by the increased revenues. And I'm wondering if that's on a go-forward basis as well. So it's not just a one-year anomaly.
Yeah. Oh, to the treasurer.
So through you, Mr. Mayor, in the report, it shows that historically since 2019, the budget here at the MCC, the actuals have exceeded the budget, and then in total for those 4 years is over $1.1 million. So historically, it looks like the revenue is coming in here at the MCC. So right now, from the information that I have from the Director of Recreation, it looks like it can cover the increase.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Counselor. Any other comments or questions? Not seeing, I turn to the clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So we have a motion on the floor. I'll commence with the vote. Councillor Wink,
Yes.
Councillor Eckhart,
Yes.
Councillor Hildebrand,
Yes.
Councillor Kerr,
Yes.
Councillor Niznik,
Yep.
Councillor Olson,
Yes.
Mayor Junkin.
Yes.
That motion's carried. Thank you. Moving now to item 18.1.2, we have a motion moved by Councillor Kerr and seconded by Councillor Niznik that committee receive report 2023-151 recommendations report for draft plan of subdivision and zoning bylaw amendment for information as it pertains to files number 2016-19-01-2023 and AM 03-2023, and that council direct planning staff to prepare the bylaw for approval of the zoning bylaw amendment for their consideration, and that council approve the draft plan of subdivision attached as Appendix A, subject to the conditions in Appendix B.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Any discussion or questions on this item? Not seeing any?
Starting the vote with Councillor Eckhart,
Yes.
Councillor Hildebrand.
Yes.
Councillor Kerr.
Yes.
Councillor Niznik.
Yes.
Councillor Olson.
Yes.
Councillor Wink.
Yes.
And Mayor Junkin.
Yes.
That motion's carried. So I have a motion moved by Councillor Wink and seconded by Councillor Olson. Be it resolved that the following bylaw be read a first, second, and third time and passed, being bylaw number 42-2023 to adopt, ratify, and confirm the proceedings of council for the town of Pelham at its regular meeting held on the 5th day of July 2023.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Not seeing any?
Starting the vote with Councillor Hildebrand.
Yes.
Councillor Kerr.
Yes.
Councillor Niznik.
Yes.
Councillor Olson.
Yes.
Councillor Wink.
Yes.
Councillor Eckhart.
Yes.
And Mayor Junkin.
Yes.
So that motion's carried. So I have a motion moved by Councillor Niznik, seconded by Councillor Eckhart. Be it resolved that this regular meeting of council be adjourned until the next regular meeting scheduled for July 26, 2023 at 9 a.m.
Okay, don't see any further discussion.
Yes, so before I start the vote, I'll advise council this is the last time we'll be doing a recorded vote as part of our regular proceedings with the amendment that we've made to the procedural bylaw earlier today. No one's more happy than I am. Starting the vote with Councillor Kerr,
Yes.
Councillor Niznik.
Yes.
Councillor Olson,
Yes.
Councillor Wink,
Yes.
Councillor Eckhart,
Yes.
Councillor Hildebrand,
Yes.
and Mayor Junkin.
Oh, wait, not yet. Yes. I had my hand up.